our ozone. But when you do get to the point of repaired leaks, you find the nipple on the largest tube, the low pressure tube. You screw your charging valve fitting from their low pressure gauge to it. Now if you know what kind of gas is in there and it's not completely empty, so there still is some pressure, you can just add more. Always hook the pressure bottle or Freon bottle up to the middle port on your charging manifold. Make sure your manifold is not set by any moving parts. You don't want it to get eaten when you start your car. Now, the proper way to do this on a front-wheel drive car on a warm day is to run a garden hose on the condensing radiator in through the grill. That keeps cold water running on it because front-wheel drive cars just aren't that great at getting a lot of air over their condensing radiator while the car is idling. So you won't get the correct charge. It changes the pressure. If your air conditioning system starts to overheat while being charged, then the pressure in the low side goes up too, and you will incorrectly charge it. So if you don't have one of those variable vane valves in your output system, your exit tube, then of course you would charge it up to about 30 to 40 psi while running at about 1500 to 2000 RPM with the garden hose on there. If you rev your engine up, it's not uncommon for it to drop down anywhere from 17 to say 23 psi. That's normal. If you let it idle at 800 RPM, it's not uncommon for it to jump up to 45 psi. That's all normal, except for the cars with the valve in there. They always seem to run at the same pressure. Now, if you don't have your handy-dandy set of manifold gauges, you can always redneck charge something just with the hose. That's it, nothing else, and you can get a perfect charge that way, so long as you still have your garden hose on there. What you do is just screw the hose on, start adding Freon while you're running at about 12 to 1500 RPM, hose running, and you hold your hand on the exit tube coming from the firewall, the large diameter one. As soon as it gets really cold, stop right away. That means you've got enough Freon. That means there's enough Freon to cool the complete radiator that's inside the dashboard and have a little bit left over to come out the exit tube to the compressor. Then you know you're done. So if you bought one of those handy-dandy little bottles from the automotive store that could have who knows what kind of gas in it, you don't have charging gauges, well, that's how you know you haven't overcharged it or undercharged it, so do it that way. It will always work. Now there's a couple different ways to test for leaks on any kind of air conditioning system. This is called an electronic leak detector. It's ticking right now. It works like a Geiger counter. It starts to tick faster when you get near a leak. I'll turn the sensitivity adjustment to show you. It's pretty fast.